Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Are we ready for it? We're gonna talk smack. We're gonna talk about products that I will never purchase again. We are de-influencing. We are just going all in on what didn't work. You know, I always say like, I've recently been cleaning the studio. The reality is I get a lot of PR. I purchase a lot of makeup on my own as well. And so things get really overloaded in here. And when new things come in, old things gotta go out and I have to make decisions. These are products that are on the no-fly zone. Like they're off the island, we're breaking up, we're never returning. We're not getting back together. I have juicy products in here too. Like I have the kind of bin, you guys, that I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay. I love Laneige. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. I do feel like I'm gonna get kicked off of the PR after this, so cheers. Like and subscribe because this was sent to me in PR. But I am a review channel and I just have to let you guys know that Laneige for me kind of took a weird turn with their latest launch. Love their overnight masks, love a lot of their skincare. I don't know what is going on with this particular one. This is an overnight bouncy and firm sleeping mask. This feels like you've put icy hot on your skin. I don't feel like that's beneficial for the skin. And Clarins has a mask that's really cooling as well. Cryotherapy, something like that, like really cooling. But I feel like the mentholy ingredient can be irritating to more sensitive skin. Let's see. It says that it's best for dry combo normal skin. Also, best for oily combo normal skin. So that's kind of odd. I guess it's good for everyone. People like it. I think I might be the odd man out. The scent is rose. The texture, not bad, but it is a bizarre gel whipped texture. Bleh. Grandma, is that you? I mean, I literally feel like you do your nighttime routine. The whole room smells like you just lit a powdery rose candle. Some of you might be into that. You guys know I'm not. That's not for me. This is like the sheen that you're working with. I prefer, like not sponsored, hashtag not sponsored, but for an overnight, I like a wrapping mask. If you're gonna do an overnight situation and you really want the results in the morning, go for Medicube. I'll actually go ahead and link that below. That one is phenomenal. You actually peel it off in the morning and the skin looks like glass and it doesn't have a scent to it and it's pretty clean ingredients wise, nothing to irritate the skin. This is just takes me back to another time that I don't want to be in. It's not giving what I need it to give as well, like not plumping the way I would expect an overnight mask to plump. Like if you're gonna go and glop something on and deal with it feeling that way overnight, you want to wake up in the morning and be like, results. This just didn't do it for me, like beyond the scent. And then this one right here, I just got sent this and I'm like, you have the most delicious overnight treatments that are so beautifully scented and just yummy. And then this comes out and it has a phenomenal texture. It's like someone squeezed a clear like MAC lip gloss tube into an overnight container. It's like honey. It's a very beautiful, very desirable texture. But what do we got? Oh, I got it on my nose. Oh, that's gonna linger. It's gonna linger. I love fresh roses. Like I love how fresh roses smell, but the synthetic perfumey rose. And then when you're tasting it, I mean, it's like you're being punished with a bar of soap. Like, and I just don't want to go to bed like that. So I vow, if I were ever, not that I'm coming out with a luxury line, but like, can we please get into the era where luxury lines that have the most phenomenal formulas on lip products where you want to spend the extra cash, can we please get away from feeling like I'm licking the tip of a perfume bottle from yester yonder? I can't. So that is like more of a dramatic complaint about the scent. But then also I have to say the texture, while it is interesting on the new Laneige overnight lip, I think that the balm is more comfortable to wear because when you get too sticky tacky on the lip overnight, like you get too cute with it, like, oh, let's make this one that's like honey now. Your hair is like meh. Setting sprays. You guys, I have found like the holy grail duo, and that is MAC Fix Plus Iconic. The 3-second infallible setting spray, also phenomenal. Like really, it serves up full day wear, no problem, 3 seconds. Name says it all. This is going to be such a dynamic duo. Now it has me going through my many setting mists because I collect them. They're like my little babies. I have a tray right behind me of like 30 or 40, and then I have another drawer. Like why? And so honestly, I was trying to do an edit. I managed to get rid of 2. I only got rid of 2, Tati. But I do walk in here and I have this weird thing that I do where I'm chronically misting my face. So whenever I walk back in my office, I go to this tray right here and I'll just pick one up that calls to me and I'll just kind of sensory, like have a moment. So anyway, this one right here from Flower, too expensive for what you get. It is a powder spray. It is aerosol, kind of like the one size, like, but it just doesn't do much. It doesn't do enough. It mattifies you a little bit, but you know what? You can do that with a powder really quickly. It doesn't elongate the wear time the way that the Infallible does. The Infallible, in my opinion, is a little more long wearing than the one size. Like I actually like it a little bit better. And ounce for ounce, price wise, I have to look into what is the better deal because you don't get a lot in here. You get 1.76 ounces and it's not terribly cheap. Like it's not crazy expensive, but it's not like, $4, So getting rid of this one and not buying it ever again, basically because I like this one so much more. This is the Infallible Pro Spray set. I just like the aerosol better. I feel like this locks me in where I feel like nothing will move. And at the end of the day, that's what I want. So I'm going to get rid of this one because they're both L'Oreal. Primer. Let's talk about the Hangover RX. I recently decided to purchase a bunch of Too Faced on my own. I did do a full face of it. I will link that below. And I like this. Like I remember being like, oh yeah, this was cute. I really like this. I have not used it since. And I think it's because I personally don't like using a lot of coconut on my face. I feel like it can aggravate the skin, clog the pores. And so just that like thing in the back of my head, I'm like, nah, like, do I really want to do this? Also, I don't think this really does that much. It smells nice. It kind of preps the skin, but I just don't, out of all of the primers that I have, like I would say if I want a hydrating moment, I'm gonna go for RMS. Or if I want more of a boost of glow, I'm gonna go for In Beauty. So I kind of have like each category set of my favorites, and this just did not make the cut and I will not be purchasing it again. Trish McAvoy. This is a gloss that I got in a lip set for holiday last year. Do not scream, okay? I have lip glosses that are old and they don't smell. Like they don't smell like they've fallen apart. They don't smell like the formula has turned. This formula turned so quickly. I was doing a mini edit of my lip products and I was like, this is a luxury product. This was more expensive. Yes, it's pretty, but like the formula already turned. I'm just not that impressed with Trish McAvoy makeup. I love the fragrances, but as far as the makeup goes, it just hasn't been for me. So we're not gonna revisit that. This is gonna really blow your mind. Okay, oh gosh, am I really gonna say this? People are gonna be like, you're bad at makeup and that's your problem. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what my problem is with these. I feel like the only lonely soul on the planet that does not like Patrick Ta blush. I buy them. Like I go out and I get rid of them and then I see them online and I buy them again. And I'm even having like a little bit of doubt as I'm sitting here chatting because the colors are so freaking beautiful. Like the duos. This one, I just bought this one myself in LA. I was like, oh yeah, I need that. And honestly, I had the blotchiest blush. And I don't know if it's just like how I'm applying it or if the formula just doesn't jive for my skin. But for me, it's just not it. So you know what? I'm finally having like a get real moment. Love Patrick Ta shadows, love Patrick Ta the body stuff right here, the new foundation. Love a lot of his products. This is just taking up space and I'm finally being like, hey, not every product is gonna work for every single face. All right, also, let's talk about powder puffs for a moment because this one I spent a little bit of cash on and I thought it was gonna be really revolutionary. I could wash it, reuse it again. You guys know I love a good powder puff. This one from Kryolan that makes makeup artist professional makeup is so firm and so weird to use and the shape is just bizarre. Like it's just, I don't even know. Like you try to go in there and it's like hard and you're pressing powder in and it just is uncomfortable. Like I want a little more fluidity with my powder puff. So if you're seeing me use this on my channel and you're like, oh, she uses the professional one, it's probably really, really good. No, it's not. Go on Amazon, get a cheapy little bag, the little disposable ones, you'll be fine. Bought this one also in LA. I kind of went through my kit and was going through things that I had purchased, had been trying for a while. This powder from Hourglass, a lot of people love it. I think if you have drier skin, you might enjoy it. But for me, it did not hold the makeup together. Everything would get oily and busted and falling apart looking and just like texture, and I'd have to reapply, and it just was not doing what I needed a good setting powder to do. Now, if you're someone, again, that's dry, that doesn't have a lot of oil pushing through your skin, nor do you live in a humid environment, then you might like this, because I have seen people use this where I'm like, dang, that's so beautiful. And it will, again, make me second guess, like, do I want to keep this? Should I give this away? Why didn't the formula work for me? On me, this just looked really gummy and powdery simultaneously, a little chalky, and didn't last. Like, my biggest complaint is it wasn't long wearing. It didn't hold me in. And I want products to hold me in where I don't have to worry about reapplying all the time throughout the day. You know what? I'm wearing a beautiful white sweater and I have makeup on my hands, so let's take care of that. I will link what I'm wearing below, you guys. This is Lilysilk. You know I love Lilysilk. I'm ready for fall. I think this is so beautiful. Let's have a moment and talk about Givenchy. I got sent the new formulation. I thought we would do a quick side by side. Everybody's like losing their minds over it, and I understand, because this original OG formula with talc in it still, and that's the big difference between the OG formula and the new formulation is talc. So talc is going to give you a more mattified finish. Remove the talc and you are going to have more of that mica really screaming through, unless it's balanced out, which, to be honest, Tower 28's new pressed powder, brightening powder. This is the Get Set in Palisades Pink. I love this. I'm wearing it today. Now, this one does not have talc and it does have mica, but it's not crazy shiny. But the new one has a lot of shine from what I can see online. I thought it would be fun to go ahead and take a peek together. I immediately, upon receiving this, I have to say, the packaging, I don't like the new lid. The new lid gets fingerprints. The old lid still would get fingerprints, but I've had this. This has traveled with me. I've had this one for so long. The top area here, I like that leathery kind of, I just like the look of this so much more, and it stays cleaner and it's easier to clean. Like this one, you can wipe down and it will look nice for a minute. This one you wipe down and the moment you touch it, you're like, gosh dang, fingerprints everywhere. Okay, so don't like the new aesthetic, the new package. But let's take a look at just how shiny it is, because I was blown away. I'm like, did they punk us? Did they like, is this like a joke? Like, I thought for a minute that this was like an advertising campaign where they like got all the influencers to talk about how bad the new formula was. And they're like, we're kidding. We would never reformulate. And we're going back to the OG. And everyone's like, yeah, like I just bought 10, because everybody's like running out and buying multiple of the old formula because they're discontinuing it. And I was like, wow, that's like marketing genius, you know? So let's take a peek. The OG, let's get her going a little. Okay, so my OG is very blended up already. I just sprinkled some from the new in the lid. This is the new, this is the old. The new one has more of that HD puffy, airy quality to it, where it doesn't have as much bulk. So I have nothing on this hand here. Oh my God, yeah, that is like highlighter. Oh, stop. Are you kidding me? Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I can't believe my eyes. The problem is this says it's a mattifying and blurring setting powder. I don't understand on what planet. Let's look at the OG. I'm being very generous. I'm taking a lot on a puff and really getting in there. And yeah, that's the old formula. This is the new one, side by side. Yep, that is disappointing. That is disappointing. I will not be purchasing the new. Oh, that's really sad. Gosh darn it. This was like the best. Givenchy has discontinued some of their best products. They had a face balm, like a tinted foundation that, oh my gosh, during the pandemic, I wore the crap out of it. They don't make it anymore. And it was like the best foundation of all time. They discontinued that. Like, ugh, like what is the deal? Shame, shame, shame. Dior. You guys, this is brand freaking new. This is why in a recent video, James was like, why are you smelling the testers? Because I was in Sephora going like this to like every lipstick I was gonna buy because I'm like, I'm done with lipstick smelling like rose. I get home and I forget like, oh shoot, Dior does the rose thing too. And I hate that. So I'm not buying Dior lip products anymore unless they change the scent. Like I just can't handle it. I'm gonna give this to like one of my sisters because it's really pretty. It's never been used. What a gorgeous shade. This is the shade Rouge Dior number 100 Nude Look Matte. And I just feel so stupid for buying it and not realizing, hello, they do that rose scent thing that just honestly, what ends up happening is I'm like, what a beautiful color. And then I never wear it because it drives me nuts. And I feel like it makes all my food taste weird. And I'm just like, ugh, and I just don't like it. So we're done with Dior lip products unless I give it a good smell and it's like food or nothing. NARS primer. This is the light reflecting hydrating primer. This just sits on the skin funny and it just doesn't do enough. I don't like it better than my In Beauty or my RMS or Sicily or any of my drugstore gripping. Like it's not anything that stood out so much. So I am gonna part ways with this. I'll probably give this to a friend. It's a pretty new bottle. I'm not saying this is the most garbage product ever, but it just was kind of like a moisturizer. It doesn't give you a lot of sheen to the skin and it says it's a light reflecting primer. And it just didn't do enough. I just don't like it. I'm just not a fan. Okay, this right here, the new natural effortless minimal look. I bought a bunch of these because I'm like, girl, you need to stop wearing the 421s from Ardell, which I'm wearing right now and I wear all the time. Those are my go-tos. They never fail me, but maybe we need to branch out and have some other options. So I was like, oh, the natural look, like these look like really fluffy and really cool. And I had another pair that I tried and the band is god awful. Like the band is so thick that you will have the hardest time concealing it. Like you'll get glue on it and it won't even want to stick to the lash line. If you're lucky enough to get it to lay on the lash line, good for you. But then what you're gonna run into is like a lumpy situation when you go in with like a black liner to actually conceal. Like it's so stiff. Look at that. It does not even want to bend. This is not glue that needs to come off from the box. This is just how the band is. I want to show you a side by side. I need to clean this lash. Side note, you can clean your lashes with a little bit of alcohol if you want to reuse them, but I want to show you the difference. This one, so thin. This one is so thick. It matters. Those little detail things matter. So while I like how fluffy these looked, it's a no, it's a pass. There we have it. We made it. Oh my gosh, a tiny little clean out. But you guys seem to enjoy these videos where I share with you what's not working and why, so that if you're making purchasing decisions, you can navigate better because that's what this channel is all about. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Leave me those comments. Gripe to me in the comments. Tell me what you're not liking as well because I enjoy that kind of feedback too. All right, you guys, go have a good one, whatever you are doing, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.